right, if you're heading outside these days, you're sneezing, because I know I'm sneezing. Springtime allergies are already here, even with the colder weather this week. So this picture really sums it up from this past weekend. Snow plus pollen equals spring in North Carolina. Great. All right, so today, answering all things allergies is Dr. Erin Dennis with Allergy and Asthma Center of North Carolina. All right, let's just get started here. Is allergy season starting earlier? Because all the rest of us feel like it's starting earlier than it has been before.
Yeah, so thank you guys for having me. And yes, it has definitely started earlier than normal. You can see it with the trees budding and the plants blooming, and you know, it's just out and about. So it's here. Spring is here.
So does that mean it's going to be worse than normal, or that's not an indicator?
So that's a great question, and we don't quite know the answer to that yet. It's something we're going to have to trend, but because of these warmer climates, what we're suspecting is that yes, we're going to have a longer pollen season, and also that our pollen counts are going to be higher. So time will tell, but that's what we're suspecting.
Okay, so here's a very common question that we get all the time. How do you tell the difference if what you're experiencing is allergies or something else, especially if you're someone who hasn't maybe had allergies before?
That is also a great question. And I think, you know, a lot of things are going to overlap when we're thinking about colds maybe or allergies. So you can still have, you know, the runny nose, the watery eyes, the sore throat, you know, sneezing even. And those can happen with both of those things, but there's two main distinctions that I like to tell my patients about. So number one is if you're having fever, that is not going to be an allergy. So if that's occurring, you know, think more, okay, maybe I have a respiratory infection, maybe I have a cold. And the other distinction is, are you itching? Because oftentimes with allergies, that is going to be a main symptom. So it's the itchy eyes, the itchy nose, the itchy throat, itchy skin. So hopefully that'll help people kind of differentiate between the two.
Absolutely. So fever, definitely not allergies, and itching, definitely allergies. Okay. Now, if it is seasonal allergies, how long are those symptoms going to last? Like you said, the itchiness and the watery eyes and all that?
Yeah, so this is going to depend really on each person and what they're allergic to. So if you're someone who's just allergic to tree pollen, you might be, you know, symptomatic all during the spring. If it's grass you're allergic to, then we're looking at summer. If it's weeds, that's the fall. And then there are folks who have all of that, plus, you know, they have annual allergies. They're allergic to dog, cat, dust mites. So that's where allergy testing is helpful for us.
Right, to really figure out what the issue is so that you can treat it the right way. Which leads me to ask, what can people do to get some relief and lessen the symptoms of like the seasonal allergies?
So there's a lot of great over-the-counter options that people can try. You know, if you head to the allergy section at the pharmacy, you can see lots of antihistamines. Again, here, some helpful tips are make sure you're looking for antihistamines that don't make you drowsy. So some of the newer antihistamines are not going to have that side effect, and they're going to last longer as well. So you're going to get longer control of the symptoms, and you're not going to feel groggy when you're trying to make yourself feel better.
Okay, well, let's talk about that a little bit, because when you go and you do get the over-the-counter thing, you're thinking to yourself, all right, how long is this going to last, and how do I know if it's actually working? Like, how long does it take for me to know that allergy medicine is working?
So the onset of action of these medicines is typically pretty quick. So you should know within a couple of days if it's helping or not. And then if it does help and you feel like you need to take it every day and that controls your symptoms, we have a lot of patients that need to do that. And if you're not sure, then that's a good time to talk to your primary care provider or come and see an allergist.
Okay, so you at least need to give the over-counter medication a couple of days. It's not going to be instant, a couple of days. And if it's not working, you should try maybe something else.
Yes.
Okay.
That is correct.
All right. So if those medications do help, do you, like you said, you could take it all season long, or you could just take it here and there?
Yes. So it's going to depend sort of on your symptoms and how severe they are. So again, some people need to take it every single day to keep their symptoms under control, and some people can just kind of take it here and there, and that is all that they need.
And unfortunately, that's just kind of trial and error. So you may, feel sniffy and sneezy for a little while you figure it out. So are there changes to, let's say, like our daily routines that would also help with the allergies?
Yeah, so there's a lot of great things that we can do that aren't medications to kind of help eliminate some of our exposure to these allergens. So things like, if you don't take your shoes off now when you go indoors, you can do that so you're not tracking pollen all through your house. Same thing if you have indoor outdoor pets, you can wipe them down when they come in, wipe their little paws off. Some people will even change their clothes when they come in. Some people will take a shower just to rinse all the pollens off of them. So those are some great things that you can do too to help reduce your exposure to allergens.
All right, because we're all sniffing and sneezing and wheezing, we're going to continue this conversation after the break. We'll be right back.